Hi, this is Eric. I'm going to do a couple part series on how I do the ears for Walt's Trooper Factory. I'll do a video on how I rough trimmed the ears out. As you can see, this is rough trimmed. Doesn't have that square around it anymore. But what I do is these ears take a little bit more work than say an AM ear because they're already pre-trimmed. But a lot of people make the mistake of trimming them and then they sit down low on the helmet. The idea is to try to get them up as close to the brow as you can. So what I do is I take my ear, I hold it in place, and then I follow this tube, and then I put a mark where the tube meets. I do the same in the back, so where the tube meets, I'll put a mark. So as you can see, I put a mark here, so I know that's where that front tube meets, and that's where the back tube meets. So with that mark, I know that it's going to fit up to the top there, and then I'll take this and I'll just kind of do a rough sketch of what the ear looks like, or the tube looks like, and then I'll draw it in dark. And the trick is you want it to end at the bottom, so the bottom's kind of thin. And this is just going to get, so down here, that's where I'm talking, so the bottom will be kind of thin. So this is just a rough start. And then I'll sand it off, and I'll do the back the same way. Take my ear, and I'll kind of get the shape of how it should look. Something like that. Now, there's still a lot of meat here, and it's actually going to be shorter than that. But this just gives me the first rough spot. So I'll do a quick sand, then I'll test fit it. And anywhere where the ear touches is where I'm going to sand until both sides touch. You want both sides to touch without really any effort, and that'll give you a really close fit. So what I'll do is I'll take this marking and I'll sand that off. And I use a little 1/2-inch belt sander. You could use a Dremel. I'll sand that shape off, I'll sand that shape off, and then I'll test fit it. But I'll also sand this a little bit thinner and make it straight. So I'll sand that off so it's straight and it's thinner. And you can actually see a line. There's a line right there, a mold line. And I'll get it close. I'll get it close to that mold line. Anyways, then I'll test it, and then when I get both sides, front and the back, to touch the helmet, I know it's right. But if one side touches and the other side's still high, then you need to cut the, still sand down the side that's touching. And like I said, until both sides of the ear are touching. So if one side touches, the other side's not correct yet. So sand the side that's touching and leave the other side until you get it to set flush. Anyway, hopefully this helps you out. I'll do a video later today on me sanding those off, and then maybe one of me test fitting them. So anyway, hopefully this helps you. Have a good day. Bye.